Kilpatrick corruption case. Now, today the defense painted Kwame Kilpatrick as a man that people loved to give money to, from his wedding to his birthday parties.
But before his lawyers could call any witnesses, the government nearly derailed their plans.
7 Action News investigator Heather Catallo was inside the courtroom as always, and sounds like there were several delays also today, huh, Heather?
That's right. For a moment, I wondered if the defense was going to get to put any of today's witnesses on the stand. Federal prosecutors immediately objected to the types of evidence that Kwame Kilpatrick's lawyer wanted to bring in through their character witnesses.
I'll take a win in an argument, and today we had a little win.
He had to fight hard, but Judge Nancy Edmonds ultimately allowed Kwame Kilpatrick's lawyer to call the witnesses he wanted in the Kilpatrick corruption case today.
There was certain evidence that they asked that not be brought in, and we argued in chambers, and then we came out and argued it on the record, and thank God she granted it for us.
Jim Thomas used several witnesses to demonstrate that for years, people gifted money to Detroit's former mayor. Thomas is trying to combat allegations from the government that Kilpatrick's hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash transactions were from bribes and kickbacks. Instead, Thomas says the feds never accounted for all the money supporters and friends willingly gave Kilpatrick over the years. Up first, Joseph Zania, the owner of the Majestic Theater Center in Detroit. Zania testified that Kilpatrick's wife and mother threw him a 30th birthday party at the Majestic. Thomas showed the jury an invitation to the party that listed a wishing well for donations, though Zania said he didn't see anyone actually giving money. Thomas also showed the jury Kwame and Carlita Kilpatrick's wedding invitation, which announced monetary gifts were preferred. And later, former Kilpatrick staffer Kizzy Montgomery testified that everyone in the mayor's office was expected to give money at Kilpatrick's birthday and at Christmas. She told the jury people at the top levels of his administration often gave up to $1,000. But on cross-examination, prosecutors got Montgomery to admit that they often used that money to purchase actual gifts, which would not account for all the cash in Kilpatrick's accounts.
We were able to receive, a number of donations.
William Tandy, the head coach of the Westside Cubs Little League football organization, also testified. Federal prosecutors allege it was improper for the Kilpatrick Civic Fund to give the Cubs more than $10,000 because the former mayor's own kids played on the team. But Tandy said the checks were truly donations and that the Kilpatrick children paid their own way.
Our organization received monies from Coleman Young when he was mayor. Our organization received money from Dennis Archer when he was mayor. So we've always known that the city could help. And so when he got there, he was no different.
The defense also used Westside Cubs coach to show that the Kilpatrick Civic Fund gave money to all of the football teams in the Police Athletic League, not just the team where his kids played for many of the years that the Civic Fund donated.
Well, it certainly seems like there's a lot of money going in and out of there. How does it change the perception if some of that money went towards this football league or any football league?
Well, it may. That's obviously what the defense is hoping, but it may not. Today, Kilpatrick's defense team told the judge that for 4 of the 5 years in question for the Civic Fund portion of the case, the government is only focused on 0.8% of all the money that came into the nonprofit during that time frame. But federal prosecutors are basically saying, look, it doesn't matter if you followed the law for some of the money or even most of the money with things like yoga lessons and luxury vacations and Cadillacs, you broke the rules.
No matter what, he broke it.
So we'll see. It's up to the jury.
It always is, right? All right. Thank you, Heather.